Hi, I'm Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum, and this is a world-class Yamaha DT250 Enduro 1974. Listen to this thing. You know, as I was riding this thing, I just thought to myself, this is why the last one we sold for $6,000. Just check our completed listings. We just sold a 1970 version, 4 years older than this one, for $6,000, and why did it sell for $6,000? Because these things are freaking awesome. They handle great. It's just something feels right about this bike. The controls are right where they're supposed to be. The frame's nice and stiff, and the engine on this thing. I ride a lot of vintage trail bikes. Take a look at our channel. The engine, that's clutch, the transmission. There's no detonation, no pinging. It pulls like a freight train. It has a lot of torque. Shifts perfectly. And you can ride two up on it, no problem. It's got a buddy seat. This is like the perfect size vintage enduro. If you've ever been to Mid-Ohio, that's the world largest vintage trail bike event. This would be like the Grand Marshal bike for that event. It's the original autumn gold paint jobs in beautiful shape. Kenny was ranting about the gas tank. He's like, Dad, look at the bottom of the gas tank. Usually they're all rusty underneath here. The bottom of the gas tank's mint. The inside of it's super clean. Obviously, a beautiful bike. This came from a local collector that you've seen probably this is the 14th one out of the collection of 14. He had Yamahas and Suzukis. Of all the motors, this is my favorite of all 14. Just a fantastic bike. Has the original piggyback, nitrogen and oil shocks. It's got, obviously, the turn signals, brake lights, everything works beautifully. Seats in nice shape. Now flapping to the gums, let me do a riding demo on this thing, because that's what it's really about. These things are an absolute blast to ride. Starts first kick, everything works perfectly, and it's just a hoot. You ride this thing on the highway if you had to. Great for back roads. Put it on the bumper of your truck or in the back of your truck, take it to the beach, or ride it cross country, whatever you want to do. 4,864 miles. It's mechanically perfect, and cosmetically it's really well preserved. It's a beautiful machine. So this would make a fantastic Christmas present for the vintage enduro lover in your life, or maybe you want to buy it for yourself. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but one of the things that really struck me about this bike, this has auto lube injection. It's got Bel-Ray 2-stroke oil with 93 octane pump gas. It smells like candy. Maybe it's the ratio it's burning at. I'm not sure. We do have a lot of vintage trail bikes come through here, but something about the way this bike burns, it smells fantastic. I know that might seem like a shallow point, but it smells fantastic, it sounds fantastic, and it looks fantastic. So it ignites all the senses. It's just a blast. So whoever gets this thing, rest assured you're buying a classic that's going up in value. In my opinion, these bikes are a steal at what they're selling for today, because they're disappearing. And once they're all gone, you can't get another one. Look at the pipes. Look at the cylinder head. Getting close on this thing. The original exhaust system's in mint shape. No rust anywhere on the bike. Engines looks like brand new, like it just came out of the box. Just a fantastic bike. We have an extensive work order on the bike. We did quite a bit of work to it. I know it was over $2,000. We'll go over the work order when we get it inside, but everything's been done on this bike that you could possibly dream of doing. It's got all new bulbs in it, all new fuels. The fuel system's been gone through. The chains and sprockets are brand new. It's got a brand new rear tire on it. Zoom in on that rear tire, Kenny. It's got like 2 miles on it, not even. I believe it has the front tires in mint shape too. So tack and speedo work beautifully. All the lights, all the bulbs. Look at the turn signals work beautifully. The idiot lights for the turn signals work great. High beam, low beam, horn. It's a dime piece, folks. Get it while it's still here. I promise you, this thing will be gone quickly, and you're gonna go, geez, I should have bought that. Don't be that guy. Can I take this with me on the ride or no? Do they can hear it? got to get a lapel mic or one of them mics that you attach to your helmet or something, Kenny. Listen to the motor on this thing. Absolute dime piece. I could ride this thing all day. There's Dave. Put out! Engine's not stressing at all. Usually you get on the road in a two-stroke, it sounds like they're working hard. Not this one. It's just putting along. Just switched it over to reserve. Only put about a gallon of gas in it. That's the beauty of this thing. You never really run out of fuel. I think you can go about 18, 20 miles on the reserve tank. So, absolutely bulletproof 250 two-stroke. Very easy to maintain and work on. Not that they ever really need any work. Light handling, nimble. It's a perfect balance between being light yet having a big enough motor to haul up and down hills and whatnot. The exhaust has a great sound to it, and like I said, it's nice to look at, and something about that smell of two-stroke in the morning just brings back memories of my childhood, that's for sure. Kenny, is there anything you'd like to add about this absolutely gorgeous 250?
No, we've seen from the Rob Console collection definitely the nicest enduros that we've had through in all of this year. Hands down. All original paint, low mileage examples that we brought through, recommissioned in-house. Chris Kelly, one of our veteran techs, worked on this bike and went through the fuel system, confirmed perfect compression and spark. Got them fired up and put brand new tires on them. She's ready to roll, or to be rolled into your private museum collection.
There you go.
We invite the new owner of this bike to leave it on display in the museum for as long as they like. Or we can get a shipping quote for you anywhere in the States here, or even overseas. Contact us with your postal code or location for a shipping quote.
450 pounds up that hill like nothing. I'm only like a quarter throttle, not even. Just these two strokes have a lot more torque than four strokes at the same time, like double. Listen to the engine on this thing. What's the power right up this stock? In my opinion, this is one of the all-time great two-stroke enduro engines. Yamaha DT250. And the values that they're selling for reflect that. The people that know, the guys who had these as kids and ran them tens of thousands of miles through extreme conditions understand they're bulletproof and they're a blast. So much fun to go out on a summer day and cruise around in your tank top on a hot summer day. Take it down to the corner store. Go ahead, open the door, will you, little buddy? Man, I was riding this thing going, man, I wish I could keep this one. And I don't say that often. I'm not easily impressed. You know, I've ridden 1,500 motorcycles. 1,500 motorcycles in the last 4 years. So I'm not easily impressed. But this one had me at hello for sure. I like the 360 also. But there's something about the 250, the 360, I don't know if it's an over square bore or what it is, but the 250 just feels right from the minute you get on it. So we just got done riding it. It's like 25 degrees outside, and but I was warm inside riding this, that's for sure. So looking at the work order here, it just broke 20 hours of labor, around $500 in parts, actually $480 plus shipping. So the total for the work order at $90 an hour was $2,523. So the bike has been completely gone through top to bottom. I guess I'll start with the fuel system. The gas tank was removed and bicarbonate sodium blasted on the inside to clean it out completely. And then metal rescue was applied inside the tank for 24 hours, and it was drained and rinsed. The fuel petcock was replaced with a brand new petcock, brand new fuel lines. The carburetor was removed and soaked in the hydrosonic carb cleaning tank and completely dismantled. All the jets, everything were taken out, cleaned, all new gaskets, float bowl height adjusted, air fuel mixture adjusted, and touched up the paint on the carb. The original black, it was completely rebuilt and repainted, and the carb was reinstalled. The air box was removed, cleaned, and a brand new air filter was installed. So the entire fuel system, the intake track and carburetor are completely rebuilt. The spark plug was removed and a compression test was done. Everything checked out perfectly. The points were adjusted, and the battery was replaced. It has a brand new Yuasa 6-volt battery. Flip over the work order, there's a few pages here. The throttle assembly was also cleaned and lubed. Brand new handlebar grips were installed. It has a brand new headlight, which is a sealed beam unit, so it's a new headlight and bulb. The gear lube oil was changed. All the dash bulbs and the taillight bulbs and turn signal bulbs are new, all new bulbs in it all the way around. The clutch shaft seal was replaced at the bottom of the engine. Brand new battery was installed. And also take a look at the rear tire, Kenny. Brand new tire, top of the line tire, the proper size with the tube and rim band. And look at the chain and the sprockets, brand new chain and sprockets, ready to go for another 5,000 plus miles. The bike also has a brand new headlamp voltage regulator, Yamaha Tech Bulletin MS M5084. If you look that up, they had recommended on this model putting a new voltage regulator in, which we had done. Also a new 6-volt turn relay, and all the wiring's been gone through on the bike, cleaned up. Let's see, the 6-volt flasher relay, and that's about it for that there on the mechanical side. So all the nuts and bolts, everything's been double checked on the bike and confirmed to be adjusted and lubricated, and everything's tight on the bike. So looking at the cosmetic finishes, and then went into the detail shop where it had a full, complete detailing, top to bottom. The tank was clay barred and waxed. It's got 3 coats of Carnauba wax on it. The frame rails were touched up. The kickstand was touched up. The swing arm was touched up a little bit. The engine cylinders were polished. The rust preventative coating put on the cylinder, and the cylinder edges were polished. The cases were cleaned up with Scotch-Brite and Neverdol. All the chrome on the bike's been thoroughly cleaned. The rims have been thoroughly cleaned, washed. The whole bike, top to bottom, detailed. It's got 7.6 hours in the detail shop between the painting and the cleaning and detailing top to bottom. If you look underneath the seat, come take a look over here. Everything looks nice and clean underneath here. It has the original tool kit. It's got the new wiring to the battery. Everything's as you'd expect. Proper rubber dampener on the gas tank. The tank to seat junction is not worn out like they normally are if they're ridden off-road. Clearly this is a bike that has not been ridden off-road. Looking at the bottom of the frame, it's nice and clean. No major damage anywhere underneath the frame. A couple little dings in the skid plate, that's what it's there for. The shifter's nice and straight, the pegs are nice and straight. It has the original factory buddy pegs. It's got all 4 turn signals, nice set of bars, and that's about it. Just a fantastic bike. Again, the total $2,523 on the work order. I would suspect that this bike has a value similar to the one we just sold, somewhere around $6,000, although the reserve will be less than that, considerably less. We'll let the market determine what fair market value is on it. So of all the ones we've had through, this is the best running one. So definitely Kaplan America approved. I'd stand behind this. I'd sell this I'd let my daughter ride this, or my son ride this, or I'd ride it, or sell it to my best friend. This is a bike I know is going to bring miles of smiles, and miles of smiles per dollar. The per dollar smile ratio is high. It's a 10 on this. So Good luck bidding on it. And I guess I'll close it with a statement that the best Christmas I ever had, it's a week before Christmas, so it's a good time to bring it up, was I got a 1971 Yamaha GT80 from my dad, of course, and my mom when I was 6 years old, and that was the best Christmas I ever had. And Kenny and I joke around, I don't have any tattoos, but we're talking about getting some. And if I get a tattoo, which I will, the first one's going to be a Yamaha tuning fork tattoo. I just love Yamahas. Look at all those #1 plaques up there. Every championship I've won was on a Yamaha. The only time I ever broke my back or got seriously injured was on a KTM. So kind of got a little grudge against KTM, but I used to be sponsored by Husqvarna, but 20 years I raced. In my whole life I've ridden Yamahas. First loan I took out was for a Yamaha 650. I've never blown an engine on a Yamaha, and I've ridden the wheels off of Yamahas forever. I believe they're one of the most reliable vehicles made. The Japanese quality and fit and finish is evident from the minute you start this thing, and when you snick it into gear and the clutch lets out beautifully. This is a let's see, 45-year-old motorcycle, right? It's 45 years old, and it handles and performs like a brand new bike. So I could go on all day about it. Obviously, I love Yamahas. I would keep this one if I was sitting on a fat stack of cash. This would not be for sale. It'd be tucked away in my garage and waiting for Mid-Ohio next year. So my loss here again. Good luck bidding on her. God bless America and Merry Christmas. Buy the best Christmas present ever, the one that'll keep on giving. So God bless.